Okay, here we are again for the patch 5.0 finale. Not the actual finale, that comes later, but the patch 5.0 finale is today. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to spend the next 4 minutes trying to keep my hands warm while I wait. See, it wasn't so bad yesterday because even though it was cold as hell outside, the heater kicked on like a lot yesterday, so it sort of balanced out the cold. Today it's warmer, but that means the heater kicks on less, and that means I get less heat for my extremities, my poor fingers. Not my toes, though. I got new slippers for Christmas. My toes are toasty. It's just my fingers. I should look into getting like fingerless gloves or something that I can wear during the stream. Really, I only need one for my left hand. Because my right hand, I just sort of throw my winter hat over the top of it while I've got my hand on the MMO mouse, and that just does enough. So, like, this problem usually doesn't exist when I've got a controller in my hands, because I can just sort of like pull my sleeves down and stick my fingers inside the sleeves and my hands inside the sleeves while I have the controller held. But with keyboard and mouse, it's a little bit of a different story. Anyway, as always with these pre-game tangents, that was neither here nor there. Let's just, do I have my notes open? I do have my notes open. Good. And there goes Twitch's dashboard telling me that we are live, so that's good. Okay, it's that time. Here we go. It's that time, lifeblood, shit talking time. Time to finally get my catharsis. I've said the meme before, but it's like that meme of the lady who's like, honey, it's 4:30 p.m. EST. Time for your daily session of Final Fantasy XIV, and the guy at the other end of the meme is just like, yes, dear. That's me. Every day we come here. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Perhaps, although I feel like a lot of the Asians are asking the same question. And again, looking at the city that they built, if they're suffering down here, it's probably of their own making. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the stream edition. Let me feed my dog because this might be the last time I get to feed him before the end of the world. Today is the finale of patch 5.0. Last time we made it into the Tempest and made it all the way to the Macarensis Angle. And if that doesn't sound familiar, that is the geographical location inside the Caliban Gorge of the city of Amarat, which is currently looking alive and well. It's an illusion being generated by Emet-Selch, but we're gonna figure out what the heck's going on in here. And by that I mean we're gonna... Oh, that's Parvati. I don't want to bring Parvati out right now. Confucius, why don't you and me go for a little walk? We're gonna figure out what's going on around here, because there's 3 ether current quests to do, and 1 more regular quest, which we're already about halfway through completing. Once we do all of those, we can do the final dungeon and the final boss, and then that's it. Genuinely wonder every time why you watch this stream. just to shit talk with me, I would assume. That was a random person. I'm assuming this is what you mean, this mount that's up here with the 4 wings. That is Actual Rat, a level 90 person who is on a gatherer. It looks like Fisher because they have Truth of Oceans activated. They're probably waiting for a certain time of the day, because depending on what time it is, like up in the top right corner you can see the Eorzea time. I have it hovered over here. Depending on the time of day, there's different types of materials that you can gather. Certain fish that you can gather, certain nodes that don't appear other times of the day, which is a very MMO mechanic if you ask me, but whatever. Like, I don't know how it's like, oh well, it's 6 p.m. That means that this piece of rare metal has somehow unearthed itself. What are you fishing on the dry bottom of the ocean? That is a good question, Lifeblood. I don't have an answer for you, unfortunately. I think we'd have to ask Actual Rats that one. Alright, let's do these 3 quests. Community Cohesion is the first one I want to do. This is flamboyant to you? I thought this was pretty standard. Then again, I'm working for a military operation where this sort of attire is pretty standard, but, you know. It isn't? Why? Like, there's a difference between... Like, is this place a monastery where you give up all your material belongings for the greater whole? So, what you're telling me basically is that you want to dress like I do. You're envious of my clothing, and that's why you're calling me mentally retarded. I hate using that word, but he just said, okay, he said morally deficient, but, you know. No, I mean, I understand, I guess, sort of what you're saying. So I need to go get the actual communal robes that you guys wear. And so then who's gonna wear my clothes then once these become a concept? Did they even explain what a concept is? Why do I care what the collective is watching and weighing my worth about? Like, what does that even matter to me? It's also a very RPG kind of thing in that same vein. Exhibit A, the Megastones in Pokemon X and Y. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Those only come out certain times a day. Colo, hello, how you doing? Welcome back. What's up? The sky, or in this case, the ocean surface. That is true, because we are at the bottom of the ocean, though you'd be forgiven to think that this is like New York City or something. We're inside an air bubble at the bottom of the ocean. Some crazy shit going on. I'm talking to giant people with robes on that sound like that. At least someone likes my sense of attire. I was told to take these clothes off and don the communal robes. Oh, okay. So how do I get the robes? Oh, okay. So you had ones for kids, but they were made too small. Then what do kids wear in this civilization? Do they just run around naked? Because, like, you don't have clothes that are small enough for kids, but I'm not allowed to wear this outfit. Cole's here. Are you ready for the call? Also, you forgot your scone when you came in here earlier. I would assume that was you, unless it was the most generous burglar I've ever seen. Like these lamps. The lamps are pretty cool. And the giants are very gentle. You like that. Yeah, that's probably a part of their civilization, honestly. Like, they live in a very enlightened state, although that came at a cost, as we'll talk about in a few minutes. First, let's get Cole in the call. There he is.
Sign?
Yeah, Mom had a scone for you that you forgot. I'm guessing you came over to get your burger, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
me.
So I was getting the stream ready. Generous burglar, yeah. I was getting the stream ready. I went in the bathroom to go use the restroom and wash my hands and stuff before I started. I heard the door to my room open, but by the time I got out here, Cole had already come into my room, left $10 on my desk for the food that I got him yesterday, and left the house. So I'm looking because he
I'm the
left the door
fastest
open.
man alive.
So I'm looking because he left the door open, and I'm like, hello? Anybody here? Call? And he was already gone. But yeah, she had a scone for you on the table upstairs,
Hell yeah.
so you can come get it. You know of the collapse of their civilization, due to the excess use of creation magic. Too bad they retconned that in Endwalker. What? What failed experiment? You don't have clothes for tiny people?
Well,
I mean, I don't find it amusing. I'm just confused. So what were those kids wearing? I'm never gonna get an answer, am I? And yes, here you go. In case you were wondering where griffins came from, it turns out Parvati's brood, like, all the way back to ancient times, is because this random Amaratan person dreamed up a griffin because they thought of a lion and then saw an eagle and their mind went. That's impressive, actually. Fastest
it's
man
also
alive
quite
is.
funny that these people are capable of literally dreaming up a life by thinking about it really hard.
Yeah, it's funny until you think about the vast and excess use of resources from the planet that they're using. We'll talk about that as we do these side quests. Fastest man
And you
alive
would be
is
having
you
a
when you're
fucking
eating
time in
snacks.
Endwalker,
Would I know?
considering how much more they elaborate on this eventually.
Hmm. So what should I be concerned with? How am I supposed to not be naked around here? Okay. Thank you, elder person. Hey, Marie. How you doing? Welcome back. Greetings from the surface world. Yeah, I'm going to need that right now because I'm still at the bottom of the ocean. So go to the Bureau of the Architect and make my own robes. Okay. I mean, that doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. Where's the Bureau of the Architect anyway? It's over by Responsible Creation, and that's the next Ether Current quest I want to take. I pulled Parvati out of the thing anyway. Oh, that's okay. We just talked about griffins, and here she is! One of your friends forcibly recruited / drafted into 14 by buying them the complete edition last night. Oh, jeez. Oh, you forcibly, not you, but a friend of yours forcibly recruited / drafted another friend. Great. Do they know they're exhausting the planet? Yes. There's like actual evidence in the side quest that says they know they're exhausting the planet. Yes. Why keep doing it? Yeah, so this architect, what they do, this is how far gone they are in terms of their resource mismanagement. They're so far gone that they can't make their own clothes anymore unless they create them out of their minds. Like, they make the clothing from their minds instead of just, I don't know, using a
The
needle and
thing that
thread
I
like a normal person.
the thing that I adore about Amarat is how fucking like pseudo dystopian utopia it is.
It's
Like,
very, like,
on one hand, you
it's
don't have to make anything for yourself anymore. There is no effort that goes into making anything. Like, the only effort is using creation magic to
like,
create the things that you want, but
right.
no concept too ridiculous is beyond your thing. You can make your own clothes, you can make literal abominations. Anything in your imagination can come true.
Yep. Is there really a proper job left when you can create anything? I don't actually know if these concept clerks get paid or if they're just doing it because they're doing it for their community. But yeah, this is like the definition of fridge horror, but I'm not sure if it was intentional fridge horror, and I'll talk about why soon enough. Because this place is so cool but so fucked up at the same time. Because you can say on one hand, wow, these people are awesome, they never have to do anything. And then you think about it and you're like, oh fuck, these people don't have to do anything.
Like I said, dystopian utopia.
Yeah.
I love how good of a job they do in making Amarat alien.
It does feel alien. Too bad they want it to feel less alien in Endwalker. Well, actually, I do lack it, but that's because you guys split us into pieces so that we can't use creation magic outside of very large crystal gatherings anymore. So probably for good reason. Oh, okay. So in the event that someone can't create something from their mind, you have them do a bit of wrangling? Oh, okay. So just, hey, you can't make something from your own mind? Just suck the magic out of a monster and then use that instead. I don't know, somehow I feel like that's slightly less fucked up. I'm gonna take this quest while we're here anyway.
Oh, it gets more fucked up.
Is there a true utopia outside of our ideals? No, probably not. Utopia is a myth. How dangerous of a villain would be that they just casually create a horde of behemoths that follow their will. You know, like we could with all the light ether that we have. Anyway. What is this place? Bureau of the Architect. I mean, I was told to create a concept, but I don't think I understand the concept in general. So this is where they get the proper paperwork to create their creation magic things, basically. You have to file for it. Like you're doing your taxes every time you have a new idea. This is a perfect example of entropy. Well, that's probably why the world ended. They probably got way too entropic.
I
No,
think it's
sir.
kind of the opposite.
I am not familiar with the services you provide because don't look at me. I'm just a kid. Okay, I made my reference. Go ahead and talk. Sorry.
I think it's kind of the polar opposite. Like, yeah, they're maliciously abusing creation magic to get whatever they want, but in doing so, their civilization is aggressively stagnant. Like, there's no advancement forward. The only advancement is the use and furthering of creation magic, which murders the world around them.
Yep.
And thus, it's kind of like a fucking stagnant, I guess. Because they never want for anything. Anything they want, they just have to apply the proper paperwork for and just make.
Right. This is the end game of, you know, basically the world when you exhaust the resources. It's like, okay, you want for nothing, sure, but how long can that last? And evidently, it wasn't very long. Oh, you make 30 stable brushes at a time and you craft them? I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's a lot. Why do you have dangerous well, actually, no, that depends on what your mind's mental state is at a certain time. You might make something that's too dangerous, and so then they, you know, judge that it's not shareable, I guess.
There's also further elaboration on this, but I can't talk about that because it's Endwalker spoilers. God damn it!
Entropy is the collapse of a civilization because of any given reason. Them destroying the world is just the cause this time. Yeah, there you go. Most of your experience with entropy is watching Lyra play the Entropy Center. She's smart as fuck. She puzzled out solutions almost instantly. How the fuck? Like, damn. She seems to be very genre savvy. She discovered something... She discovered that the Herba Mystica in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, to give an example, is just an abbreviation for HMs. Which is something I noticed, but I don't know if anybody else did. So, yeah, in case you were wondering why they use the word Herba Mystica to describe all of the field techniques that your rideable Pokemon get, it's because they're HMs. Someone thought that through on the dev team. I like that person. I think I would gain greater insight because I probably wouldn't be waxing about Herba Mystica while talking to the other people. So let's go talk to the other people. That is pretty funny, yeah. She noticed it like the first time too. I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't notice that till about the second or third time. I was like, wait a minute, Herba Mystica, but...
Oh.
Yeah. I am learning about the Bureau, yes. So you're creating a jellyfish, I guess? Something like that. No, that's fine. Someone with more practical stuff. Oh, okay, good luck with your jellyfish. Bye. I do like exploring around this place. Their civilization is interesting, even if it's destroying the planet in the process. So.
Like I said, I think, honestly, Amarad, and by extension a lot of the other Ascian civilizations that we see through, are probably the closest thing to a utopia that a race can get to without it being a full utopia.
Even though, as always, it comes at a cost. And on that stagnant civilization thing, Cole, if you like that, that shit is Stellaris. There you go. Dystopian future. Did they create all creatures? Probably most of the creatures that we know in the current day were created by the Ascians, yeah. The only exception I can think of is chocobos, but that's probably because chocobos are a series staple, so. Johnny from Brain Scratch is streaming Shadow the Hedgehog. What happened? Oh boy. Good luck to him. This looks so good. You really want to get into 14, but you hate MMOs. I wouldn't get into this one specifically, Colo, if I was you. It's got some pretty big MMO trappings in it, so I'm only at this point, honestly, because of sunk cost fallacy.
To play devil's advocate, though, Colo, being the guest star on the stream and my existence being here to preach that 14 is a good game, 14 is the best MMO on the market and probably the most entry player friendly when it comes to just going through the story. Some of the later content is a little problematic to get into, specifically the harder stuff, but that's only because you have to, deal with other people and finding 7 other people to do things. But otherwise, I would recommend 14 wholeheartedly.
Okay, there you
should
go.
100% get into it. The grind is non-existent. If the only real, bad grind is if you want to get the fucking giant pretty weapons, but otherwise, it's not that bad. You get on, you do your dailies, the dailies take fucking 45 minutes, and you don't have to play for the rest of the day. Truthfully.
It's not a KMMO, it's not L-Salt at least. Okay, so I had to pause here because this person's talking about something that I want to talk about here. So this person's creation that they're planning to have a permit for is an automaton that knows no fear, is devoid of emotion, and will, without hesitation or resistance, engage in any dangerous activity, even if death is assured. Let me ask you a question. In a utopia, why do they need one of these?
Curiosity.
Actually, there's a far more sinister reason than just curiosity. We'll talk about that in a minute when we do the third Ether Current
That's
quest.
what I mean. Gearing and L-Sort as hell. Yeah, it takes you like a long-ass time if you don't know what you're doing and have a half-decent team of people who aren't pubs. In 14, you can gear up relatively easily.
This guy is addled. Why are you addled, sir? Why is your magic
I addled him.
Why does your magic do 10% less damage for 10 seconds? Okay, what do you need help with? So you're making a children's toy? See, this seems far more practical than the other ones. Okay.
I know like 3 people who play 14.
Including me. Well, I won't be playing it for much longer!
Well, the good news is that it doesn't really take all that long to get gear for every 10 levels.
Okay, so use the concept matrix outside of the bureau. Over there. Maybe I should go fight the Cubus first, and then I can go back that way, because I have to bring the Cubus back. Well, I think I have to bring the Cubus back here anyway, so I'll go fight this thing first. Spoiler alert!
How about we just play Hellstaker instead of this game? I'll play the first one, I ain't playing the second one.
I don't even know what Helltaker is.
Fuck that game.
Spoiler alert, for about 2 seconds from now, and you can probably tell by the miasma underneath the destination here, we're gonna have to fight this guy's creation that he says is supposed to be a children's plaything. That's morbid. Let's find out how morbid. Oh, that morbid. Okay then.
Mischievous plaything.
I actually should have bunched in there. Oh well. So fun.
Yeah, Polo, you should
what are
100%
you talking
get
about?
14.
This isn't so fun. Is this a game to you? Also, these are goop. Like, did this man
It's
just...
silly putty.
I was gonna say, did this man just invent flubber? Like, what the hell? No, Confucius, stop being heavy. We need to move faster. Oh good, the heavy goes away. The heavy goes away when he does that.
Confucius being held down by these mortal things.
Yes. You remember Flubber? Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Alright, off to see the Cubuses. What are you doing while I'm doing this, by the way?
I'm in Praetorium.
Oh. Why are you in Praetorium?
Because I already did all of these quests and have flight here, basically.
Oh, okay, well.
I got on earlier and fucking did all this BS because
Are you basically
I realized...
ready to go into the final dungeon, then?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing for the final dungeon?
I'm playing Scholar for the dungeon, and, is that weak enough? Ow. And tanking the, final boss.
I mean, the good news, Marie, is that Praetorium takes 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
Like, literally. 10 minutes.
It's not 10, but it's a little more than that. I mean, 10 minutes of gameplay? Maybe. 10 minutes of total? No, the cutscenes take longer than that.
I'm just happy it's not a fucking hour anymore. That shit was bullshit. I used to be able to write down entire lore documents for shit in my D&D games. In the time that it would take me to get through one prey run. Thank God they optimized it.
Oh, you said main instead of Moby. You can tell that you're tired. That's okay. I kind of knew what you meant. Daily prey roulette. Does say 10. The fuck? It's for their, if they're so strong that fighting them is for them playing, it's for their children, not human children. Let's find out from this person who made them. Sir, were those supposed to try to murder me? Because they definitely tried to murder me. Yes, actually. Okay, so that was not his intention. They were not supposed to try to murder you, so there you go. I guess. Thanks for the silly putty, I suppose. Bye. Well, that's one. Let's turn in the other one, and then go do the last one, which pretty much explains my point about this whole place being a dystopian hellscape. I did mind to queue this.
I'm currently on Nero. Hopefully this last quest takes you long enough that I'll be able to get back to the main story.
Oh, it's fine. I've still got to finish a greater purpose, so...
Fair enough.
You'll have enough time to get back here. Oh, that reminds me of something, actually. I should talk about it in a second once we're done talking about this. Sir, what is this cube going to do to help me? I'm unfamiliar. Actually, it's not a cube. I think it's actually a lightning cluster. I think you get a free lightning cluster out of this quest.
You know, one.
One, which will help you for absolutely nothing. And yeah, again, you see, this is how far gone they are. Creation magic to them is as natural as breathing. Even a newborn babe has the instinct to do it. I think I just broke this man's brain, which is a wonder he didn't disappear as well, because I just broke his brain like the adult one. But yeah, so we can't do creation magic anymore because when the world ended and they just like split it up into 14 separate shard worlds, the ability to do creation magic became very difficult to the point where the only people that really do it are the ones that summon primals. And they don't really know what they're doing when they do that because they're murdering the planet every time they summon a primal, I think. Unless they retcon that in Endwalker 2. Do you get these robes? Yes, but not until Endwalker, which is the next X pack. You don't get them as a reward for this quest, though. Which seems like a bit of a, missed opportunity, but, Alright, where's this one? Ah! Loquacious Amaratin? There's your SAT word for the day. I don't even know what that means. Well, if I'll just shade away after you talk to them and fulfill their desires. Yeah, pretty much.
Loquacious. Tending to talk a great deal. Talkative.
That sounds about right, actually, because I know what this quest does. But before we do this quest, here's what I was going to show off. Basically, as soon as we turn in this quest here, and a greater purpose, which is the main quest, we'll have all of the ether current attunements, so we'll be able to fly in every zone of every area we've ever been to. But on top of that, I have gotten mount speed in all of the areas in Norbrand. I took care of the busy work in between the last stream and this stream. I did 6 fates in this area, including 2 in the Archaeotania fate chain, and then the chain broke, so Like the one.
Do you want to hear something funny on
What's
the
that?
subject of this?
What's that?
Actually, you finish first.
I was just gonna say, like the one guy, I escorted him into a cave and we picked up a bunch of coral, and he said, "Awesome, now for the next part," and then he disappeared, and there was no next fate, even though he said, "Now for the next part." It's like, sir, where did you go?
Where did he go?
Somewhere. Well, that's upsetting. Sounds watery. It pretty much was. So is this a? This is the Hall of Rhetoric. Okay. So basically, this is where most of the conflict happens within Amarat, and by conflict I mean debate and discourse. So he's going to tell us about the Hall of the Rhetoric. Cole, favorite girl from Helltaker. I need to know. Lifeblood needs to know.
Oh, I'll tell you, and that will answer you exactly why I hate the pseudo sequel.
Are you going to say it now or later?
Later.
Later. Okay. I was gonna say, sounds like rhetoric is a pretty big practice for you guys. It's almost like you have nothing else to do.
Yeet!
Oh, okay, sure. These two about to get into a rap battle.
Unrelated. Somebody finally fucking cleared the new Ultimate Jimmy.
Oh, without the use of third-party tools, I'm guessing.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Holy shit. That's all I have to say.
I'll never be watching the Ultimate, so I don't know what
Would
that
you like?
means,
Do you want to know how stupid it gets?
but,
The last phase, Omega hands out a buff individually that fucking supercharges LB3s, and the LB3 bar is almost consistently fully filled for the entire goddamn back half of the fight. If the wrong person uses the wrong LB3, they die.
Oh, well.
You literally have to rotate who's doing what.
I have a question.
It is madness.
Actually, it's not a question about the Omega Protocol. I have a question about this person's dialogue. How did they use parentheses in spoken word? Isn't that kind of impossible? I mean, like, you can
I mean,
make
I was
an
under the
aside,
impression that
but...
it's like... I was under the impression it was like a... Well, only the most beneficial concepts for wide distribution. Never mind the ridiculous subjectivity of it all.
So basically he's muttering under his breath, and that's what the parentheses
Yeah.
are for? Well, I guess they don't want them to emote in the middle of dialogue because they're, you know, static NPCs, so... Oh, come on, tell me now. Ignore the stupid-ass quest. Are you in the Gaius cutscene at this point?
Currently, Nero is at 6%.
Oh, okay. So you're getting...
God damn, this is longer than I remember.
Nah, it's fine. You might be in there with lower-level people, though, if he's only at 6% by now.
To be fair, when I said we were on Nero, we were entering his cutscene.
Oh, okay. I
Which
see.
is the longest fucking cutscene in this dungeon.
Gaius's is pretty long, too.
To answer your question, Lifeblood, it's Lucy.
There you go.
I could not keep you in suspense for long.
This man just called me a little bugger. Well, actually, I'm asking you to stop this current rap battle you're having and go have a rap battle with the loquacious guy in there. I'm gonna mispronounce that every time. I guess he's done firing this person. Okay,
Gross.
let's go watch a rap battle. And then we can do the main quest and meet my second favorite character in the X-Pack. And then after that we can do the final dungeon and the ending, I guess. Lifeblood likes Lucy as well, though has to say realistically he would get with Justice. There you go.
My close second is Modeus. Another reason I hate Exam Taker.
These people have, like, very different names. Are they from all different parts of the world, or...?
Almarite Firebrand.
Well, actually, I was talking about the people in Helltaker, but, you know.
Oh, they're just from the 9 Circles of Hell.
Oh, okay.
See, like, okay, so let me explain to you exactly what the hell me and Lifeblood are talking about.
Before you go on a long tangent, this is the quest that I specifically need to talk about things in. So maybe let me do
Oh,
that.
here we go.
And then you can
Oh,
do
it's
things.
this one. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up for this part.
Okay, so there's a calamity that has befallen their friends across the pond, which implies that there are, naturally, other civilizations on this planet besides just Amarot. Now, let's keep the reference to the fact that the guy was creating an automata that knows no fear, even if death is a certainty, in mind as they're discussing this. Because I think it'll come up here a little bit. And they're engaging in American foreign policy. That's just great. So this guy thinks there's some moral good to intervening in the affairs of other countries, whereas this guy... I mean, you guys are already arrogant because you're using the creation magic of the planet to the point where the planet's going to get pissed at you in about one day, but you know. But there's no oil to liberate. We don't know that. There may just be. That may be the crux of this whole debate. Suicidal Cole wanting to date Modeus. What practical considerations are there for this? Are you trying to say there are resources that we could steal? I mean... Oh good, now they want me to say it. I can finally talk about how I feel about American foreign policy. Fuck American foreign policy. We need to stop intervening in other countries' affairs. Because it always ends the same way, with them hating us, and us just throwing ourselves at them and taking their resources.
Let's go.
John, I don't know how much you agree with me, but thank you for the Prime resub. That is 32 months. That makes you, Trent, duochromatic? That sounds wrong. I don't know. But thank you. I appreciate all the support, my friend. Thanks a bunch. We're talking about American foreign policy because these guys are talking about foreign policy that is very similar to American foreign policy. What are they going to do with oil? They could just create it anyway. Yeah, I know. That's true. Good enough. I'm glad. You love politics in your games. It's very helpful. Lets you, you know, call your fans chromiumites. I mean, chromites, that's an actual term. Like, chromite is an actual term, but I don't know. Yeah, chromies, there you go. We can have a bunch of different inventions. I mean, I called my channel points chromatins, so I've already thought about it a little bit. I just haven't explicitly, like, thought about what to call the fans. I almost feel like that's belittling if I call my fans by a pet name like that, you know? Like, you're all your own individuals. I don't want to make you feel smaller than you actually are, you know? But I suppose the sense of camaraderie is there if you get called by the same name, so... No, I am Chrome Boy. There you go. Chromats. I don't know. I kind of like John's suggestion, I'll be honest. I kind of like Chromies. I'm kind of down for that one. It's very silly. I like it, but I don't know if that's going to be official yet. Let's leave that one up to debate at this point. We're in the right place for it. Anyway, yeah, we can't deprive them of the agency to stop whatever world-ending disaster might be happening over there. Although, if I'm being fair, if they live on the same planet as all of these guys, then that means you're the ones that caused the calamity. Also, let's think about what this man is saying right here. Remember how I said keep in mind the other guy wanted to make an automaton that can't feel fear, even if death is guaranteed? Let's read what the loquacious Amarotan says right here. If self-interest is to take precedence, then consider the lost benefit to Amarot. There is a clear and undeniable value in using this situation as a test bed for our newest creations, that we might develop and refine our defenses against a potential threat to our own fair city. There you go. Not only are they using the magic of the planet to such a degree that they're going to destroy the planet if they keep going, they are also actively taking magical resources from other civilizations and using them as a test ground for their own creation magic. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Everything.
And honestly, for me, it kind of makes every good that Emmett Selk says that the Amarotans did ring a little hollow, because it came at a huge cost to the planet, to the point where the planet got acid reflux and basically threw up all over you guys until you stopped using creation magic. Sorry, that's a little graphic, but, you know. Mono's logo should be the tattoo. Cromat sounds like Croats. Croatia's a cool country. Go there on vacations. Yeah, Croatia's cool. I've never been to Europe, but I've always thought about going there at some point and just taking like a train tour. I think it'd be cool. Just tell me what I should tattoo on my butt. That's a good question. I've never gotten a tattoo, so I'd probably be able to tell you better if I got one. Is their entire civilization one city? I think this is like the base of operations, and then they have like maybe there's smaller cities around that, but the impression that I got is that this is where most of the quote-unquote magic happens for Amarot. This is where the entire convocation is, so this is where everybody goes if they want to do that stuff. So Russia's currently on their Joker arc. Don't go to Europe. Okay. I will avoid Eastern Europe. I guess Ukraine specifically, because I don't want to get blown up. Anyway, that's too far into politics for me right now. Let's talk about this debate instead. Oh, good. They're just going to discuss it to their own ends. That's fine. You two do that, and then just give me my ether current so I can move on with the main story. Why we're cool, what's wrong with the rest? I just don't want to get blown up, that's all, Colo. I don't know how much blowing up goes on in Eastern Europe at the moment, but according to American media, which I know I shouldn't trust, a lot of blowing up goes on in Eastern Europe right now. So, that's all. So. But again, that's too political. That's politically charged for this stream, so we we can back out of this conversation now. I mean, I'm more enlightened at the fact that you apparently enjoy American foreign policy, which is all the reason I need to leave this place and never come back. I mean, I am going through this game with a fine-tooth comb and finding every possible fault it could have, so maybe that's part of me being a debater. You say this from Germany, a big weapon supplier, so you fear the nuke. Colo is from... Colo, which are you from Russia or are you from Ukraine? I'm sorry, I should know this by now, but I forget. So, from Czechia, okay. That's my bad, I apologize. I should have known that one already. That's my bad. Czechia, Slovakia, and Poland are safe. That one incident with the Polish farmers was rare and never happened afterwards. Okay. Yeah, like I said, American media kind of blows all this stuff out of proportion because they hyper-sensationalize the news to the point where it sounds like all of Eastern Europe is on fire at all times. So, I apologize if my position on the matter is not as nuanced as someone who lives, like, closer. I just don't have a good source to draw on. I guess I could look into, like, European news if I was really more, invested in the conflict, but... it's tough. And I hate to say it like this because it sounds like I'm kind of uncaring, but being half a world away, it's kind of hard to invest in a conflict like that, So. The supermarket prices are on fire. Yeah, they're on fire over here too, actually. Food prices have shot all the way up in this country, and it's fucking ridiculous.
How expensive are eggs now?
I don't know, but you know the food that we got?
I should fucking know that. I literally went shopping like a week ago.
Well, you know the food that we got? The food that you just got from me, that you gave me $10 for? Yeah. So it was a total of 5 items, and it cost $70 before tax.
What?
Yeah, I know.
How the fuck? What?
Yeah, I know. It was like $14 a person. Not quite, because some of them are more expensive than others, but,
This is why I don't go outside anymore, bro.
Just avoid the Eastern Slavic countries and you'll be good. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, especially meat. Meat prices have gone up like crazy, too. It's nuts. I can't believe I'm saying this, but can't wait for the economy to collapse, so all this goes back down again. Will it, though? I don't know. Let's get a visitor's writ. My name is Jimmy Grayston. Okay, thanks.
Anyway, where were we before we got to the most important side quest in Shadowbringers? Okay.
Oh, I have
Oh
to
yeah,
wait.
we were talking about Helltaker.
Yeah, you can talk about Helltaker now. We're done with the debate
So
and
Jimmy,
discourse quest.
let me explain to you exactly why all this bullshit is happening. Okay, listen. Helltaker is a puzzle game
Okay.
where your entire goal is to pillage hell and get a harem of demon girls, and that's it.
Oh.
That's the only thing the game is about. It's fun, it's funny, it's simple, it's stupid, but it's great.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, the
Mostly because you
central-
win them over with pancakes.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds about right for a game with a central focus on getting a harem.
Listen. And then the creator comes out with like a pseudo sequel called
there's a
Exam
Mender
Taker,
over
and I
here.
despise it with every ounce of my being. I hate it.
I didn't know there was a mender over here. I went to someplace else to mend my gear. That was earlier, though, when I was doing the 6 fates in this area to get mount speed. Chocolate
pancakes very
though.
specifically.
Yeah, very important.
Listen, I hate Exam Taker with every fiber of my being because the game went from get a harem of demon girls and win them over and escape hell and make them pancakes to grimdark dystopia hellscape where all of the girls are dead except for 2.
Oh. Well.
What's the name of that internet term where a comic that was working in one particular direction suddenly takes a completely different awful direction because the creator decided they wanted to tackle something really dark and depressing?
I should know this. It's a trope. I don't remember, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember
It's
the
like
official
that.
term for it, so... Where's the secretariat? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Wonder if we should, like, map out the whole area before we go into the final dungeon, because we're gonna get access to flight very shortly, so... Oh, okay, that's you running around up there. Okay.
Correct.
Because you're going towards the final dungeon, yes.
Yes.
Pancakes with berry jam is great. See, I never really was a big pancakes guy, to be honest with you. I was more of a waffles person, but I mean, it's sort of a different strokes thing. I don't know if I ever had good pancakes though. Like a lot of the pancakes I had were pretty garbage.
Listen,
didn't know how to
waffles,
make
French
them.
toast, and pancakes are all exchangeable for different occasions. If you want to eat something with a literal assload of syrup because you like maple syrup and other various things, you eat waffles. If you want berries and jams, you eat pancakes.
Yeah,
And if you want
okay.
French toast, it's like, listen, every single one has their own place, but I'm more of a French toast person because I'm a lunatic.
Find an empty seat. I have found a seat. I'm going to jump on top of it. I was about to say, if there's an invisible wall in front of this seat, I might throw the game out the window.
Yeet! Please, throw the game out the window. End my misery.
None of them are dead, and you know for a fact the guy we play in Exam Taker is not Helltaker Reborn. He canonically went to Beelzebub. He comes back. You've seen some stuff. Don't know what's official, but it's all promising. Okay! You know what's not promising is the light trying to kill me again. Where's Reen when I need her?
Elsewhere in the city, unfortunately.
Well, that sucks. Thank you, kind
I
stranger,
love how
for
tiny I am.
preventing me from having a heart attack.
Hey look, the best character.
Hey, look, my second favorite character in the X-Pack. Actually, Urion J had us commit an ecological disaster to get here, so this guy may just be the best character in the X-Pack.
Best boy.
Wow, his dream of the final days of Amarod is cognizant of the fact that it's a dream and he knows that I'm from the future? Yes, actually, I'm chasing after him. I'm surprised you know that.
Him.
But what do you mean here and not here? Are you a part of the dream or something else?
Him.
He simply
Him.
exists, that's all. His name is Hithlodius. I like Hithlodius. He's a cool guy. Because he's a trickster. And I understand that.
Hythlodaeus is the best fucking character. I love him so much.
Why would his mind be distracted specifically for you? Oh, okay. I guess that kind of makes sense. So Emmett Selk's self-awareness rubbed off on his best friend in the dream. It sounds weird, but in my head it kind of makes sense. It is kind of concerning that he's self-aware, yeah, which means he might be here or he might be, like, not here and real somewhere else. Don't know what is a memory flashback. So the whole city, like I said, is an enchantment created by Emmett Selk. It's sort of like a dream where he's taking his memories of the final day before the end of the world in Amarot, and he's projecting it onto the ruins of the city so that we can experience it like he did. For a reason. He wants us to see how enlightened
everyone in the
civilization
chat,
is.
meet Hythlodaeus. He's the most badass assassin in existence. Respect on his name.
Cole knows something I don't because he's played Endwalker, and I think they bring Hythlodaeus back. So. As for light ether damage, that's from me holding 4 light warden ethers inside of my body without balancing it properly with dark ether because the game won't let me. So I keep having heart attacks now because of it. It's probably not good for me. I might die from one of them. Oh, so that's why all those people faded away when I scrutinized them too much. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Oh, falling apart, there's 2 reasons. Memory for old heroes and light ether being too much. That's what you meant. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, you guys are all gonna die. Sorry about that. Kind of. Not really, because some of you are assholes for overusing creation magic, but... Well, what did you think was going to happen? You guys used the magic of the planet to do trivial things, so the planet pushed back. And then you tried to overwrite the will of the planet with a separate will based on your creation. Like, this... Okay, so at this point, any goodwill that Emmett has for his people that he wanted to show us is just shattered for me. Like, they were so bad at their jobs. All they had to do was take care of the planet, and the planet would have taken care of them back. And they just pissed it all away.
Unrelated to everyone on this stream. At the end of the patch content, I am going to explain everything that I have been holding back from Endwalker in order to elaborate on why some of these things happened, and I know nobody in this will care.
I was gonna say, should I take my headphones out when you explain it, or...?
You're not gonna be playing it, bro.
That's true.
Part of the explanation is specifically for you, I should say.
Okay.
And for the chat to understand some things, that's all.
Oh yeah, and so here they give you another thing. So their creation magic wasn't enough to overwrite the will of the planet. To overwrite the will of the planet, they also had to sacrifice half of their population. Why would all of you do this? All you had to do is take care of the planet. Why couldn't you all have just been hippies? Yeah, the March of Oblivion that you caused. If everyone dies, it'd be the most important moment in their civilization. That will not be recorded. That's true. Apparently they lived to tell the tale because they recorded it. So, I mean, Emmett is here and he lived through it, so, you know. Well, yeah, you guys overwrote the will of the planet. Did you expect the things that the planet gave you to just keep on giving? And also, in order to recreate the world and cleanse it of all the poisons and blights that they created by overwriting the planet's will, they sacrificed another half of their population to use as fucking fertilizer.
Oh, how little you know.
Like, what?
Do you have any idea how agonizing this is for me? Do you have any physical idea how much pain I'm in currently?
I'm just trying to figure out how badly they retconned it if everything that I'm saying doesn't agree with what Endwalker says.
Well, to be fair, they never specifically state that it was the planet that killed them. That's all I'm gonna say in that regard.
Okay,
that is an interpretation on your part.
They over-abused the planet's energy, and the way that you do magic in this game is by using the planet's energy, and they abused it, so the planet pushed back. That seems pretty logical, right?
True.
Especially
but
in
my secondary question.
X-Pack where they specifically started the X-Pack by saying this is one where environmental awareness is important because 90% of this planet is gone.
may I make a slight counterpoint to that?
Okay.
You are saying that the planet pushed back against them, even though I can't tell you what really happened until the very end of the patch content, which I will fucking wait for. They never specifically state that it's the planet pushing them back.
So
Essentially,
what?
there is
So what would have pushed? I can't ask that question because it's an Endwalker spoiler, isn't it?
you'll understand when I explain it.
Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna be
Essentially,
head desking, but
what I think the thing that I was trying to get across is that you're making like a story normal connection that's sort of like a theory crafting thing, when that's not actually the thing, but it's sort of like I understand why you come to that conclusion. It's just like
it's
weird.
just
I don't
it's
know.
just not the canon conclusion, even though nothing else would make sense. At least as
Oh,
far as I'm aware.
oh boy.
Not everyone died, Mono. Were you listening? Yeah, that's true. Not everybody died. So basically, most of their civilization died. They didn't destroy the entire planet in the process. 25% of their population was left over, and those people are the ones that decided, let's split up this one planet into 14 other planets so that they don't abuse the power again. Except they... So that would mean they'd have self-awareness, right? But they were all tempered by Zodiark. This is confusing. I'm just going to move on. How could they argue that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark? Doesn't that go against everything we know about tempering up to this point? Are we retconning again, 14?
No, they're not.
And then you made a Hydaelyn, even though the planet was already Hydaelyn. That's the name of the planet, by the way, that they... Well, actually, that's the name of the source planet. We don't know that that's the name of their planet. So... Honestly, their planet could have been named Gaia, for all we know. Our
Loads.
planet's named Hydaelyn, though, which is very confusing because apparently they made a Hydaelyn that's a separate entity from our planet to push back against Zodiark and kick him in the face. Like, at this point, it feels like to me, in a lot of cases, like, I like Amarat as a place, but it feels like in a lot of cases, this place just turns into gobbledygook nonsense.
To be fair, it is an ancient borderline on alien eldritch civilization of a bunch of near perfect beings capable of manipulating life itself. I'm not even sure Exam Taker is canon. I really hope it's not Lifeblood. Because, like, okay, listen. When Helltaker came out, it was just a good game all its own. Like, it's weird to me because it's like, it's one of those things where I don't feel right considering Exam Taker canon, like, at all. It just doesn't feel correct.
So I think Emet-Selch appears this way because this is how we know him. We don't know what the other Ascians look like, so they just sort of take on the gigantic shade approximation. But we know what he looks like in quote-unquote human form, so...
Also, this is where the expansion starts doing something very interesting with Emmet.
Even though everything that he says up to this point and possibly after is hollow because of all the machinations of their civilization.
Listen, I have reasons I like
that's my
Emmet as an
number.
antagonist. And I will explain them probably at the end of the stream.
To kind of paraphrase what's going on here, what they're trying to do with Amarat is they're trying to make Emet-Selch sympathetic. Which they absolutely did not need to do. But they're trying to do it anyway, and it just falls completely flat for me, which is probably why I'm bitching so much.
Thank you, Lifeblood.
So, thanks for the chat, though, Hythlodeus. It got me through all of this. So, the Scions, Rory, or Ardbert? I walk with a lot of people at my side.
Also, this is a really cool reveal because it implies that the Ascians can see Ardbert.
Well, specifically, Hythlodeus can see Ardbert. Like the
Hythlodeus is built different.
Again, this is why I like Hythlodeus, because he's kind of nebulous. You can't really tell if he's actually there or if he's a specter from the dream that Emmet made. But he's very lifelike, so it kind of makes you question. Which is more than pretty much anything else in this X-Pack did for me in terms of complexity, so... Okay, so you're talking about Ardbert because I can... Rory is corporeal. as are the Scions.
Relatively.
Yeah, well. Okay, so I don't know if they revealed this before this, but this is what I've been talking about when I said, hey, these are your first counterparts. Because the one planet was split into 14 planets, that means that all of the souls that were on that one planet were also split into 14 planets, which still doesn't make sense because all of those souls would be tempered by Zodiark, but anyway. When they were split up, their souls turned into new people, but they had a counterpart in every other shard, basically. So, like, Ardbert was my first counterpart. According to what we did with the canon, Giot was Rory's first counterpart. So it's kind of like a different dimensions sort of thing, where you have a... Actually, I guess it'd be more like a different timeline rather than a different dimension. Because in a timeline, you'd have the same people, it's just they make different decisions, so... You correct yourself, 2 things. Are you sure? I mean, I can get it for Arbert. He was a big hero where he came from. My deeds have made me a hero, but if what you're saying is correct, that means I was the chosen one all along, and I hate those sorts of stories. Because they never do anything interesting with them. Oh, sorry, Hythlodius, I gotta go. I'm gonna miss my number. I hope so. Oh, he's gone. Now I'm talking to no one again. Well, that's just great. Well, that was a fun conversation with the ghost, I think. Let's see what my number... Oh, okay, my writ's ready.
I love debates with
Gomst.
theoretical entities.
Gomsts. So do the people live in the capital? I figured they live in the residence district. Well, whatever. Time to turn this quest in. Where we gotta go. All the way back. You know what I'm gonna do? Parvati, I'm gonna teleport us past all these cubuses? Cole, what do you think the plural of cubus is?
I think it's just cubus.
Wait, no, I've got it.
Cubi.
Cubics.
God fucking damn it.
Only Cole's gonna get that. Actually, Marie might get that one too, but maybe only Cole will get that one.
Also, unrelated, I love how they put the debate between the two Amorites, like, as a fucking necessary side quest to get flight in this area.
So
because it means people will be exposed to the most important side quest in Shadowbringers.
So you can see just how fucked up these people are.
Yeah.
To be or not to be? That is not the question, because I'm not even existing.
Imagine existing.
That was pretty much what
All in
Hythlodius
Jimmy's
said,
head.
and by saying that, it made him one of the more complex characters in this next pack. Can't believe that was all it took. Again, I figured they'd live in the residence district. They split every other district up in this place. Why do they live in the capital? Well, I guess maybe he doesn't live in the capital. Maybe the visitor's writ is so that we can get into the capital where all the political stuff happens, which is where the convocation would meet. So, I guess there's that. Actually, I would say it's different from that, Urian J. I'd say that he's got them all locked up because he wants to lock us into a single path so we can do exactly what he wants us to do. He's that kind of a control freak.
He is a tiny bit of a control freak.
Just a bit.
You know, a little bit.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. If you confuse them too much, they'll just disappear. So... all these words remind you of Stellaris. Stop using city terms. Okay. Until we come back to Amarot, I'll try to refrain from using city terms.
Cite terminology.
Well, I had a very interesting conversation with the Gomsts. He was almost self-aware, which is kind of weird.
Ah yes, self-aware ghosts. My favorite kind of ghosts.
Yeah, so they also sacrificed 75% of their population for the world that we know of to come about. Even though, again, it wouldn't make sense because we'd all be tempered by Zodiark if that was
How much
the
do you
case.
keep up with Final Fantasy XIV expansions?
So this is not the most recent X-Pack Colo. This is the one from before the most recent one. So I'm currently like behind on the game's expansions,
As is not unusual for my brother.
which is pretty normal for me. Yeah, I usually play things a couple of years later than most people do. So. Aren't ghosts generally self-aware? I suppose a lot of them aren't they? Because a lot of them are like, yeah, I'm definitely dead. Like, usually that's one of the first things you find out as a ghost. You're like, holy shit, I'm dead. And then automatically you're self-aware. So. I don't think we can ally with an Ascian because they're tempered by Zodiark. So.
That's complicated.
Well, I stream after this. So, actually, Cole's going to be going on a vacation for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be streaming another game in between, like, because we're not going to be done with this when he goes on vacation. So while I wait for him, I'm going to be streaming something there. I don't know what that's going to be just yet, because I have, like, 6 streams, so I have to figure out what I'm going to stream that'll take 6 streams to do. After this is done, I don't know, honestly. Because this is the last game on my current set of projects that I'm doing, so I don't really know what I'm going to stream. Wouldn't we all like to know? Even me, I don't even know. On that note, what's the difference between a spirit and a ghost? So for me, I think a spirit has... So like a ghost, I just get sort of like an impression of like... They're just kind of haunting or wandering around. They don't have like a direct connection to a specific place. Whereas a spirit, they haunt a specific place because it was important to them in their life. I don't know if that's actually what it is, but that's always how I thought of it, I guess. So. Anyway. We need to puncture him with white auracite. Did we bring any white auracite with us, by the way? I mean, I guess we could just break a chunk of the empty off.
Wrong.
Or just, use all of my light ether to kill him. Just throw a Kamehameha at him. It's too bad I'm not a monk anymore. Well, I understand the point, I suppose. Now I just need to actually get there, which might be a little bit cumbersome. Yes, fighting Emet-Selch is the only way. He's tempered by Zodiark. He will literally not stop until we all die and commit ourselves to the will of the overwritten will of the planet. Okay, so Reen, it might be a tall order for you guys, but that's because I haven't leveled you up in the Trust Dungeons yet. Just let me and my friends handle it. It's fine. It will be fine. We want the light to break free so I can use it as a vessel to murder Emet-Selch. He's Dark Ether
Incarnate.
Created, incarnate. He's Dark Ether incarnate. We need to use the light ether to kill him. So... Like that misspelling of your name, it's really common for some reason. So it's Kolo. The M is a part of the last name, which is Malinsky. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, Kolo. I apologize, but yeah. So when I asked Kolo when they first got to the chat, and they said, "Yeah, Kolo's fine." I said, "Okay, cool." So there you go. That's what Kolo means. We've fallen so far with this game. We've gotten so far as to the point where I'm reacting to my chat more readily than I'm reacting to what's actually going on in the game. It's Colo, but Colum is funnier. Please use it. There you go. Alright, we can fly around in the Tempest. Do we go flying one last time before we commit ourselves to the inevitable, or do we do that later?
We commit ourselves to the end.
Okay, so Cole says fly later. Fight Emmet now. We get a present.
I just did a level 80 dungeon. How are you still not in the building?
Side quests, and also talking about how fucked up the Ascians were. I do remember that tower, yes. So we stick together, even though there's always 2 paths through a dungeon, and you 5 always take the other path. You 6, excuse me. Always take the other path. Yeah, because chat's far more interesting in this game. Why do you think I'm here? I appreciate the moral support, Lifeblood. It's getting me through little by little. Just Or the dark in you, balance, and then make it godlike. Yeah, if I had like 4 dark ether in me, I'd be a fucking god right now. I'd be perfectly balanced and also stronger than almost everything else in existence. I'm saying almost because I don't know what's outside of our planet, so. Gonna switch to mobile. Alright, Colo. We will see you in a minute once you switch. I'm not gonna be able to get used to saying Colum. It's gonna take me a little while. I don't think Fothry would have any words about what's come of the first. He was so narcissistic that I feel like he'd only talk about himself. I wish that giant Telos never raised its head. I wish we got to pilot the Ronkan ruins instead. I love how we've gotten to the end of this and we've seen the kind of crazy, ridiculous amount of magic this guy has now. It's like, it's just another obstacle on the road. It's like, that's how I feel about a lot of this stuff, Alphino. Well, we have the overwhelming force. Again, I have 4 light ether in my body, and we can use some of it to kill him, so then I just have to balance the rest. Oh, okay, so you actually have white auracite. That's good. I'm glad we fixed that. That was a big... Like, I think we spent like 3 or 4 quests trying to find white auracite the last time it was a problem. And Orion J just kind of passively says, yeah, I already had it. Don't worry about it. Like, this was important at one point. Now it's just like, whatever. Yeah, this is the classic talk with the party before the finale, and they all sort of push you forward with words of encouragement. That's fine. I don't need them. I have all the ire in my body necessary to kill him itself. Yeah, the night before the finale. Yep, there you go. Remember those. They'll get moral support from you. You pull all of us into this shit for no reason. And I get moral support out of that. It's a logical extension. I get moral support out of forcing all of you to watch me suffer.
I can't believe Jimmy hates generic JRPG tropes.
I don't hate them. I just kind of... I think this game has just pushed me so far to the point where I'm just like, I'm ready to move on. Let's just go. So should we all leave? I mean, I'd still play this even if no one was here. That's how I am with all of the games that I play. I will still play them even if no one's here because I'm the one playing them. So if you don't like it, though, then feel free. I'm not going to stop you. I wouldn't want people to watch this just to watch me suffer. Like, if you don't get anything out of that, then feel free. Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Like, I'm not... I hate to say this to everyone in chat, because this is going to sound mean as fuck, but I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. How did I not trip up reading this mess? I don't know. Usually I do trip up. Maybe I'm thinking too hard. Maybe I'm realizing I have to heal the next dungeon, and that's why I'm thinking too hard.
I can heal the next dungeon if you want.
No, it's fine. You can heal the final boss fight. Smile.
Yeah, I should really get all my fucking classes to 80 so I can actually have more options in the patch.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, I am putting in as much effort into this playthrough as Jimmy probably should be. He's actually putting in so much more effort than me.
Cole still has a couple of classes left to level to get to 80 so he can use them for the rest of the content. So, you came into this knowing that. Well, I appreciate you sticking with me, Marie. I just casually didn't read the eye. Oh, there is an eye there. Yeah, I glossed over it. Wow.
Cole, do you want me to heal with you so it's not a pain in the ass? Yes, please, help me.
Yeah, Marie, if you want to join us for the dungeon or for the trial, then you should probably do your data center travel now because we're almost there. So.
We have some of the best cutscenes in the game coming up.
Mm.
Which I know is hard to believe for everyone in chat, but guess what? I'm just gonna speak my truth.
Oh, you're already on Goblin.
I'm God here.
Cole is a god here.
I'm a demigod here.
Yeah, but isn't that a demotion?
Yeah.
I just called you a god.
You're damn right.
Polytheism!
There are two gods here. One of them has the ability to ban the other god. That is the only check and balance.
Oh, jeez.
Jimmy has every right to take all of my power away, but he won't.
That's true. Just
Unless I do
Reddit,
something
how are
really
you supposed to
stupid.
trip me up? I don't know now. Because apparently I've gotten used to you just putting random characters in there that don't belong. Maybe I'll, like... Let me do it again, Lifeblood, after I'm done with the dungeon. Because after doing this game's mechanics, my brain might be fried, so then it'll give me reason to be tripped up. How about that? There you go. So... Well, that's true, Reen, but I have something more important to prevent me from falling into despair and feeling powerless. I have family back home, and they're the only thing keeping me going at this point.
Family.
Because if I die here, how will I ever let the children of Doma see a day where they don't have to fight in order to have adventures? Because there are plenty of other kinds of adventures they can have where they don't have to commit violence on the local wildlife. Yeah, but
Family.
Reen, you don't...
Family.
Reen, you don't have to hold all of that on your shoulders, and you shouldn't. You're a kid. We all prop each other up. Slow down. Slow down with the waterworks, kid.
Oh, let the poor kid cry. She's been
Don't
through a
hang
lot.
your head over me. Again, we all hold each other up here. That's the point. No. Your job is just as important as everybody else's, but all of us are in this together, Reen. As long as we all commit each other to the cause and we do our parts, we'll be okay. We've always been okay. Up to this point. This is just another obstacle on the road. And of course I'm going to say the Hirschfont line, because how could I not? He was a good friend. Fate can be
my
cruel,
soul.
Reen. But a smile better suits a hero. If you're smiling, then everybody around you will know it will be alright.
Arshafont would be proud passing that wisdom on to another generation. I say as I'm getting
hope
shot
so.
in the chest.
That's it, just try it for yourself. You'll see what I mean. Just do the stupid Sora smile from Kingdom Hearts 1, please. That's the levity I need right now. He just looks up at the screen. He's like, Gee! Well, that's one funny face. Best cutscene call? The bar is really not high. It's mainly underground, so the bar for the cutscene's not so high.
It's one of the better cutscenes because then I can explain why I fucking like Emmett Cell for fucking finally, mercifully, unendingly.
Yeah, I love that stupid cutscene from Kingdom Hearts 1. It's fantastic. It adds to the silliness. And again, I really enjoy it when games like know when to use levity and they know when to be serious. And Kingdom Hearts 1 does that very well. Like, it knows when to be serious, but it also knows, hey, this is a game with a Disney logo on it, so we're going to be stupid sometimes, and that's okay.
And then you get to Kingdom Hearts 3 and it's just like, doom.
There's not as much Disney in Kingdom Hearts 3, though. I mean, there is,
There really isn't.
but it's less Disney than there used to be. You know? You hate the classic? Yeah. Different strokes for different folks.
Classic.
She tries. She really tries. You like KH2 in the finale? Yeah, I actually like the finale of Kingdom Hearts 2 as well. Like, it wraps a lot of stuff up, honestly, really well. There's also, yeah, a lot less Final Fantasy in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that's only really in the DLC, right? I think they just... Like, they got backlash, I think, for not having a lot of it in the base game, so they put them in the DLC after.
Also, here we fucking go.
I have a writ. Here you go, sir. Okay, sounds like a plan. I will keep my Interceptor on a leash. Sorry, Interceptor, you have to be on a leash now. I've never leash trained him. Holy shit. Never mind, you don't have to be on a leash. Just stay close to me like you always do. So,
really is
oh, okay.
unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
And I defied them. You should expect that by now.
Emmett Sulk.
I was going to ask how we're going to open the big door, but... I mean, Rory could have done
My
that, so...
invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation.
I'm capable of opening objects
But I'm standing
multiple times my size.
right here. What do you mean?
Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you?
Leave me alone, because if you were to use my power to destroy the world, you'd be no better than the people that you're dreaming of from eons ago?
And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
Square Enix seems to think so.
It is not he who is lost
Almost like they're
without
our
the
friends or
familiar.
something.
It's almost like they're marketable.
Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I wonder how many Ishtola body pillows Square Enix has sold. Could have trained him, sorta. Nah, Interceptor's his own man. I can't train that out of him.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention.
A little?
Added a few unnecessary flourishes.
Just a bit.
Added a few
Well, there's no point trying to hide it.
flourishes.
Yes. Once the rejoining
I don't think I want the
worlds
answer to that either, Lifeblood. It's just a
Zodiac
passing
will
thought.
regain his full strength and shatter his prison.
Okay.
Then we shall offer up the source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence.
But the people who inhabit the source are your brethren. They're just broken into pieces. How do you expect to bring back the people that you're sacrificing to bring back the people that you're sacrificing that your logic loop detected?
But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
Body you?
I came here to kick your ass. Actually. And chew bubblegum, but I'm all out of that, so. Oh yeah, and I guess the Exarch is kind of important too. You kidnapped a friend of ours. Well, friend is relative, but I kind of want him back.
You can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibility.
For who? For you? Your possibilities can't have new possibilities because you're tempered by Zodiac, so you literally can't think outside the box anymore.
He has unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature.
Okay, but you guys can travel across the rift too? How, if you can't, how did you get here from the 13th? What?
I must explore the limits of his capabilities and harness that power for the Ardor.
Oh, good. You named the rejoining / sacrifice the Zodiac after the most powerful fire spell in Ivalice. That doesn't bode well. We had more people in the Science of the Seven Dawn, but then Livia raided the Waking Sands. Yeah, that was
Even
unfortunate.
now, after everything you
We could have had a
refused
sylph
for
in our party
reason.
at this point.
You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the ancients?
Okay, you loaded that question. I don't think it's unfair that we're subject to suffering because you learn a lot from failure. I do think it's unfair for you to sacrifice us to bring back people who are dead because maybe some of them want to stay dead.
Look at me. I have lived 1,000 of your lives.
Emmett's voice actor did not get paid enough for this.
And you are no wiser now than you were.
Broken bread with you, fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcome.
And that line is
this
really
sweet
important.
embrace.
And what did you learn from that?
For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting.
Then stop measuring.
Feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star.
Then stop measuring. You're doing this to yourself, man. Is it sad or impressive that humans will fuck anything up? A little A, little B. Legit porn for all kinds of xenomorphs. Yeah, that figures. Never forget Neuraxia. No, Neuraxia was awesome. They taught me that Square Enix doesn't know how to balance my Light Ether properly. Speaking of which, can you just open a portal to the void so I can fix that real quick? Yeah, look at me, I'm the captain now! Yeah, but you learn things from that misery. You learn how to not be miserable from that misery.
How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference?
You should ask Square Enix that question, because they seem to want this game to go on forever.
Let us imagine that the Lord...
Emmett is clearly mad and grief-stricken, yeah, because this game doesn't know what therapy is, so I suppose all of that I'm saying kind of falls on deaf ears.
Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other?
No, they wouldn't, because we'd never get to that point in the first place.
Of course they wouldn't.
A single star doesn't shine bright, but stars together, they shine bright.
Fold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion.
Okay, but you jumped in logic after you said, okay, well, people don't like saving each other. So you jumped to the conclusion that says we should kill all of them, instead of maybe we should make it so that they don't have to get into a situation where they have to save each other. Hello? Wake up! Do you need your morning coffee? I can probably make it. I'm a culinarian.
Our legacy.
I don't want your legacy. You can all die for all I care.
I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us and us alone.
And on that, we disagree. So, what are you going to do about it? Beat me up? Come on, man. I got 4 Light Wardens in me. I can take you. Let's do this. Come at me, bro. And that logic would cause you to fuck up the world. Yes. And again, a lot of this I can kind of hand wave away and say, oh, he's tempered by Zodiark. That's why he's saying all this stupid shit, because his logic is flawed fundamentally because he's tempered, but I'm pretty sure Endwalker retcons that.
Emmett Selk.
He has learned nothing after supposed eons of life. That's what I was saying just a minute ago.
Truly.
Do we?
But it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past,
They're dead, man.
while ours are here in the present.
And even if you find us wanting, we still live.
One day, we too will be ashes and dust. But not today. Our time is not yet finished.
We're here now. That's what counts.
We share your conviction. And that is why we will not abandon our course.
So if you want your people back, you're going to have to go through us. All of us, including the other 7 people who are not in this cutscene at the moment. And Interceptor.
You think us the
And
same?
Confucius.
You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost?
Well, yeah, all lives are equal in measure, so yes, actually.
Then come.
Your personal opinion doesn't
Your
play
place.
into that.
Prove
It's nothing
yourselves
personal.
worthy to inherit this star.
We need Solaris in this game from Sonic 06, existing simultaneously in the past, present, and future. Well, we have Iblis, apparently, because look at how on fire everything is!
Twas the
Can I use
end
this as a
of our
thumbnail?
era and the beginning of our great work.
Holy fucking
Probably.
shit! I love it.
A fitting backdrop for your final judgment.
So a trial by fire, then. It's a good thing I've done a few of those before. I know what I'm going to name this episode, actually. I just looked at that, and I know what I'm going to name this episode now.
For the fire and flames.
No. I already named Pyre's
I
Finale
really
that.
thought I was about to share your brain
That was
cell.
that was close, though. It's a close one. It's just I already named Pyre's Finale that. I try not to use those as often. Like, I try not to use them consecutively.
Is it Disco Inferno?
No.
Oh.
It's also a good guess, but no. He's about to burn Baby Burn, though, because look at him go, walking through fire.
Okay, so before we go into the dungeon, I need to say, I love Emmett as an antagonist.
Mm.
He's so fucking good.
I like Arden better.
Listen, okay, listen. Therapy doesn't exist in 14's world, and that specific concept, that specific thing, it's just so good. Emmett is grief-stricken. He has been grief-stricken for eons. He's tried so hard to fucking fit in, but he literally cannot let go of what he was, and given things that I know from future expansions, that plays into everything perfectly. What I love about Emmett is that he's one of those antagonists that's completely fucking off his rocker. He obviously needs to be stopped. We need to body him ASAP so he doesn't destroy the world. But instead of just saying, oh, he's just an ass for no reason, the game shows you why he's an ass.
See, I prefer him to just be an ass for no reason because... Not Emmett.
Well, I like complexity in my
That's why I
villains.
like Arden better, because Arden's just an asshole. He's like, I've endured countless eons of suffering as well because I had to suck the darkness out of the world because I was a vacuum cleaner in my time. It's complicated. We'll play 15 eventually, but...
Listen.
So then he was like, I'm just going to be an asshole to all of you. And I don't have to be. I could be not mean, but I don't have to be, so I'm not going to be.
I think that's where our opinions differ. I like my villains to have a lot of complexity to them. Black and white villains have a place in fiction, but we've had a lot of those from the other Ascians, so making
Sure.
Emmett different and giving him complexity and actually showing his reasons why he's doing things, however unfounded the genocide, because obviously genocide is not a good thing. He's
Well, no.
literally committing omnicide to bring back every person that he loves. But instead of just saying, oh, I'm just doing it to do it, he's like, yeah, I'm doing it to bring back every single person that I've ever loved and lost in my entire life because I tried desperately to fit in with your society and I just didn't. It doesn't shy away from just showing why Emmett is the way he is, and that's
Right.
why I love it.
I just don't think that
Because, like, I
makes
want to
me
body
under-
him.
I just don't think
so
that
badly.
makes me understand his viewpoint. That's all. Like I don't need the backdrop if it doesn't make me understand his viewpoint. You know what I mean? I can kick his ass just as easily. So you just saw Axel's firewall from Cage too. Yeah, oh no, not another Final Fantasy. There are 13 more that we'll be playing
Ready to
before
roll,
this
by the
whole
way.
stream is over. Not this stream, but like before I'm done streaming forever, there are 13 more Final Fantasies I'm planning on playing. So,
Boy, oh boy.
like complex characters, that's why I like Persona 5 Royal, huh?
Yep.
No.
I fucking adore complex villains.
Never played 15 and will never play it. It doesn't look like your cup of tea. So the reason why I like 15 is it has surprising complexity to its battle mechanics, despite looking like hold R1 and win. Like, that's too easy. Marie, I'm healing this dungeon, by the way, so switch to whatever class you feel like switching to, and then click the ready check when you're ready. I'm going to do it in about 10 seconds. Oh, you went to Gunbreaker? Okay, I'll do the ready check now. Okay, looks like we're ready to go into the final dungeon. Only took an hour and a half to get there, but we'll make a DPS very happy. Cole, are you ready to go see the end of the world?
Welcome to my favorite dungeon this expansion. Prepare your anus.
Are you sure? You're not on the right class for it. Anyway, before he changes his mind, not that he can, it's his only DPS at 80.
Shut.
Alright, into the end of the world.
Y'all ready for some tomfoolery? I am!
Well, everything's on fire, so that's a good start. Well, not everything, but the trees are. Surprised we're not hearing anarchy being shouted in the background, but then again, these people aren't anarchying, so. I brought food for this.
Welcome to the final days of Amarok.
I'll bring Celine as well. Alright, let's do this. Music is very good here. Doesn't really give me... Oh my god. Cole, it just summoned Meteor. Whatever that thing was.
Of our star began to fray.
Doesn't really give me a this is the final dungeon feel to it. It's a little too easy going for that, but it's okay. By the way, I'm playing on Scholar for one reason and one reason only. Do you see all the AoEs going on around here? Scholar can attack while moving, unlike, well, every other healer in the game. So, that's why I'm playing it. So there you go. Think of the children. What are the children of Amarok doing while this is all happening? Oh, right, they're dying.
Dying
Well.
in the fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's a meteor that's about to drop on my head. Oh, look, another one. Move out of that one, actually. I don't know if I'd complete that cast before it hits me. By the way, in case it wasn't obvious... Oh, they're behind us. Well, that's fun. Let's bring them over here!
Oh. I have a tether.
I'm a gremlin. Yeah, so that detonator will continuously give you fire resistance down until he explodes. So I'm going to give you this real quick. So basically focus the detonator to death.
If you insist.
Still have an X-Cock, so I'm just going to do this real quick before it blows up in your face. Oh, it blew up in your face. My bad. Actually, I can fix that pretty easily. Seraph, need your help. Consolate my friends. Thank you.
Also, for details later, everyone please take note of the name of these enemies. Terminus.
I wonder why. Is it because the world is going terminal?
Oh,
Speaking
no.
of which, why am I reminded of Final Fantasy X all of a sudden? Oh, right. The beginning of that game. Basically, if you see a detonator, by the way, they will target a random DPS and aggro, like, focus to them, so basically kill those first. If you see a roiler, they will tether to me and prevent me from healing as much, so focus them too. Just love how this is the end of the world, and somebody... So you're going to find out in a second that all of these things were invented because the people who... the Amarotans created these in their despair. Their creation magic went so wild that they created these abominations from their minds. I just love how they created these things from their brains, and you'd expect a civilization like this to give their attacks, like, fancy names or something, and one of them just has an attack that says whack. It's like...
Bong.
Okay, well... I'm just gonna burn this. There we go. I need the MP. I'm gonna burn this. And then I'm gonna burn these enemies. Destruction of a city, how very Final Fantasy. Well, lately it seems to be, especially since Final Fantasy X. There's a lot of city-wide destruction.
Just as prayer gives rise to prodigies, our dread made manifest our deepest fears.
There you go. So that's the line that basically tells you. Yeah, so these things were born out of their despair. Alright, the first beast. By the way, who remembers Final Fantasy Legend 3? Because this guy has mouths everywhere. I'll throw in an energy drain while I'm in the middle of my chain strat window. Alright, so I think we're gonna need a this and a this. There we go. Spread out!
Nope,
Actually, you can
I
stay
ain't
right
moving.
where you are, because you don't have to spread out. The falling sky. Now you can ether skate to me.
Oh,
Oh. Now do these. Oh look, we can get our uptime. Hide behind a rock.
it can.
You can even hide behind rocks that are inside of his hitbox, unlike every other time there's rocks in this game. Normally, if they're inside of rocks, it just hurts you. Don't you love ether skating? Welcome back, Colo. We're inside the final dungeon of this part of the X-Pack. There's still the patch content, but we're in the final-ish dungeon. Sir, when are you going to do something that forces me to actually heal? It's like, I have an X-Cog on Marine. I can just click my 6 key over and over again, but that's boring. I know what I can do. There. And now we're good for the next falling sky, or meteor rain. I'm gonna move preemptively. Just because. But this one's accompanied by other AoEs, so good luck with that. Well. We go this way.
Oh, come on.
Don't stick those on the rocks. Oh, hang on. I can't get to you. I can't lustrate you. I can't believe that lustrate actually hit you. There you go.
I lived, bitch.
Is he doing anything? Okay, he's doing the thing now. We can get behind the rock so I can, like, actually heal people here. He did, in fact, force me to heal, so that's good. Oh god. Wrong place, wrong place, wrong place, wrong place! Okay, well, I healed you guys, so it's fine. Technically, they were in the correct place anyway, so I didn't need to rescue them. Whoops. Let's click that, there we go. Let me do one of these as well. Maybe one of these too. Oop. Hey look, you put your ley lines in just the right spot. I'm gonna do one of these as well, actually, just to top you off, because a bunch of people have Vuln stacks and we don't want those.
Fall to despair.
Still reminds you of that one Donkey Kong boss music, pulling meteor techniques from Monster Hunter World Behemoths. Yeah, that was kind of Ecliptic Meteor, wasn't it? By the way, Cole, if you see any casting gear, feel free to roll on it, because it's probably better than what you've got equipped.
Endure the second doom. It would prove, however, that it would not last.
Yay!
I love this dungeon so goddamn much.
Only Monster Hunter you played was Try on the Wii. Don't worry too hard about it, it's vicious. Oh, my X-Cog went away. Good thing I have a recitation version of it. Recitation, for those who don't know, causes my next heal, and by my next heal I mean the one that I just stuck on Marie, which is that green icon there, to be a critical hit automatically, which makes it much more powerful than anything I can do otherwise, because this Roiler is currently cucking my existence. Okay. Let me get my footing first, and then you can have the Ether Pact. There you go. Oh, I haven't killed the Roiler yet. I should probably do that. Oh, okay. You're taking a lot more damage than anybody else that's in this dungeon. Probably because they all have, like, level 90 gear. Actually don't know what gear level Marie's at, which would maybe explain why more damage is going out. Let's do this, I guess I'm going to do this as well. We can do an elimination. And then I can heal underneath it. That. Normally these dungeons that are at the level intervals of 10, they do less damage than the other ones, so because everybody's gear level gets so much higher as a result of them, so. Only MMO you ever got into was a Roblox game? Okay, I wouldn't know anything about that. So, only Roblox thing you find interesting is Door. I don't know what that is.
Door.
It was repetitive and boring as
The
hell.
waters ran red with blood.
I like it when games have critical hits on healing. Yeah, it's kind of nice because then it's not just like, okay, well, there's critical hits everywhere else. What the hell is that thing? Well, angry, probably. But, you know. These and these. Marie, you can keep pulling, by the way. You can pull wall to wall, it's fine. The healing is fine. If I have to heal extra, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid to put my sacred soil down incidentally because I don't want to put it down and then you decide to pull. So, there. Now I can put it down.
Game. I'd like to touch the detonator.
Don't touch grass, touch the detonator. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna do this real quick. There. Oh, okay. Why does the tether
triple
keep
cast.
falling off? That's why the healing is so high, because my tether for Ether Pact fell off. I was like, wait a minute. Something's wrong here. You shouldn't be dying. I have Ether Pact on you. My tether fell off for some reason. Maybe it's because Celine tethered to you from too far away? I don't know. I'm confused. That is not a D&D beholder. No, it was not. There are D&D beholders later in this dungeon, though, if I recall correctly. Yeah, we should be fine now. Now that I know that the tether fell off, I know why the healing was so ridiculous just there. Because the tether fell off, so I'll try to not tether until Celine decides to stay put for once. There's an enemy in that game which is a walking nightmare. Oh boy.
Oh, that's a chicken with a face.
Speaking of walking nightmares, Gorgie Mara from Evilise.
Terminus Bellwether.
That's what this is supposed to be.
Burp.
Want to play D&D, but you don't know anybody.
Thus
who
did the
plays
second
it.
Doom break us.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same. I was kind of in the same boat at one point, Colo. Somebody actually asked me to be a DM for their D&D game, and I was like, "Cool. How do I be a DM?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't play D&D." And then they never did that game, which is kind of unfortunate. Shrill Shriek. Just gonna put this down real quick. Look at all the detonation. Stand in the sacred. Okay. I'm also gonna move away from that. Good job burning yours, though, Cole.
I am a black mage.
It's true. You do burn things. That is what you do. This is gonna hurt you. No, it didn't hurt too bad. Okay.
Turned
gonna
its
put
gaze
that
silent.
on you.
Fiery rain fell from the heavens.
Before this roiler hits me up. Another sacred soil. And you get a sacred soil. And you get a sacred soil. You expect it to 90-degree turn its face? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why am I not on the roiler? Oh, the roiler might be dead. That's fine. Oh no, I'm still getting healing magic down. He's not dead. He's in there somewhere. Where'd you get the Vuln stack from? That's a little odd. Huh. Oh, maybe he got hit by one of the falling star things. It's kind of hard to see in, you know, all this crazy shit that's out here. It's kind of hard to see the other stuff falling on us. Cole, feel free to LB1 if you want, by the way. I would not be opposed.
If you insist.
Also gonna give everybody a quick serif, because why not? Consolation! Oh, 180 degrees, that's what you meant? Yeah, because then it would turn like all the way around. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, now to burn. Oh, he's trying to burn us, so that's fun. Before you
Right
go away,
then.
Seraph, can you consolidate again? Thank you. That'll work.
Oh, you're getting bigger.
Yeah, so this is a DPS check. Also, Ether Skate to me real quick, because I'll put a Sacred Soil down. So
People
everybody
in
stand
custom!
in it. Everybody stand in it. Never mind.
Everybody's standing in. Me,
Yet
not
this
standing.
is far from the worst of
Cole was like, I don't move,
Come,
I'm a black
and I
mage.
will show you.
It's okay.
Bear witness to the third Doom.
These are all of the objectives, by the way. My quest log is off, so you can't see the objectives, but they're over here on the
Just
side.
a little
so
further.
I just turned them off because they're
Oh.
taking up aspects of the screen
my
we could use to see
God.
this. And
Holy
also Bartandalus is here for some reason. Hey, big guy, find your own road to hell. Okay, so this time, instead of doing what I did last time, where I may have caused problems for Celine, let me get into the thing. Oh, look, here's a beholder. Let me get in here first. He's trying to smush me. Bartandalus won't find his own road to hell. And now we Ether Pact. I actually didn't Whispering Dawn, but that's okay. This should be fine. You know what, let me put the Whispering Dawn on as well. And then this real quick. And then back to this. Yeah. Now we should be okay for a little bit. Okay, that was weird. And the pact fell off again. There must be some like weird lag thing going on because the pact keeps falling off and I don't understand how or why it would do that. Okay, forget this. That was Bide actually, Lifeblood. So Bide does the take damage 2 turns and then counter thing. So. Alright, well if I keep healing, we're never going to get through the enemies, so I'm just going to...
Force of Loathing.
The time for healing is over. It's time to murder. But yeah, I guess you could say he was using Bide. Kind of.
The
Okay.
star was fading. We saw we had to weave its laws anew.
There's no aimings in here, so I'll agree on that too.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Maybe you shouldn't have pulled them all. Here, have one of these so I can spread it later.
Thundercloud! Even though a lot of these enemies are reskins, I love how just unsettling some of the reskins are.
Alright, let's do one of those. Let's get Seraph in here. Give a few shields. We already got a Whispering Dawn, so after that we'll go from there. If I do this, actually, the Ether Pact will go off a little bit better. Okay. Still in here. So, now the Ether Pact. Okay. Again, I gotta basically plant my feet when the Ether Pack goes out, or else, for some reason, the tether doesn't stick. I don't know why. Which one's the Idolizer? Oh. It's this big thing! Alright then. Watching people playing MMOs is fascinating because you have no idea what's going on, but it looks so mesmerizing you don't get bored. Well, I'm glad there, Colo. Because I wasn't sure how interesting this would be, considering, you know, it's not necessarily something you have a frame of reference for. Cole, are you now the Metal Slug announcer?
Heavy machine gun.
I'm gonna need a heavy machine gun for this big guy. Apparently
Hi,
someone...
Bartandalus.
Apparently someone was so
Chthonic
spooked in the
riddle.
afterlife that their gambling addiction got the better of them. Because this man's a slot machine.
Chthonic riddle.
So it's an Eldritch
Thus
Abomination.
the third doom undo us.
You were undid by, ooh, that's a catalyze, nice. You were undid by slot machines? Fallout New Vegas would like to have some words with you.
Despair, the last harbinger arose.
He's a wreck. And so are we.
Aren't we all?
His eyeballs are glowing. Apocalypsis.
Apocalypse.
Where's the Apocalypsis Noctis? Don't stand on that, obviously. Should bonk him with my book. Oh, in here. There. Oh, good. Here, Cole. There. Now we're good. Run away for a little bit. And then stand in the sacred because Shadow Wreck.
Ugh.
Were you quaffing? Oh, this is gonna suck.
Sneeze.
Okay, I walked it.
Ah!
So there's no telegraph for that, by the way. You can't tell which face is going to fire first just by looking at them. They just sort of shoot, and you just kind of have to move. Also, I can't target the boss when I'm this close to him. Let me get Seraph in here. Get that consolation going. Do another one while you're at it. Is there going to be another Apocalypse? No, Deathly Ray. Here's another thing about Deathly Ray. It hits a random character, and there's no telegraph for that either.
Which you want a difficulty?
This isn't difficulty, though, because there's no way to know who's getting hit by it. Just gonna do this. Okay, Apocalypsis again. By the way, some of these side platforms that you can avoid Apocalypsis with, they will sometimes turn pink, like the one across the way from it. And then if you use Apocalypsis then, the platform will disappear, or rather it'll crumble, basically.
Oh. A red mage!
Oh no. Fell off. I will resurrect him. I actually used Swiftcast to use an Adlo there, but then I realized I didn't have a spread, so I couldn't do that. So, that's fine. Deathly Ray on the sides. Let's see which side it is. Okay, I was in the right spot. Okay. And go back to the other spot. I don't know if I have anything to do with that. Hold on, I will fix this. Maybe. Oh, apparently I need to have the thing for... Oh, that's why, because it's on cooldown. Alright, that's fine. I was confused momentarily, sorry. Sometimes my brain gets a little...
God, trying to black mage this dungeon is like trying to pull teeth.
I told you it was a bad idea.
I live for bad ideas.
Fair enough. Go over here. And then I'll consolate again after this is over. Yeah, I guess he kind of looks like a church organ a little bit, doesn't he? Oh, those platforms are going away. Well, we only have one spot left after this, so we should probably burn him a little bit faster. Oh, got the right spot. And now I'm in the wrong spot because there's an AoE under my feet.
I did my rotation correctly!
Yay! Just gonna do this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna move away from everybody in case he hits me. That's probably a good idea. Here, have one of these. Okay. Well, you live.
Yeet!
Now I
Did it again!
And
Ate a cat!
dead. Okay. Well, that takes care of the big church organ. Now, nobody go turning into Ragnarok. It's already happening in the background. Good job, team. Oh, good. You guys made it here, even though this is the end of the world. No, fair
We're
enough.
just behind us, it's fine.
That's true. Give this red mage 3 commends, I suppose.
God damn!
Alright.
I love that dungeon. I adore it.
It's pretty good. I like it. It's very hectic, which is why I came in on Scholar, because, you know, more hectic. The hectic class for the hectic dungeon. Alright. Let's see what we can do about Emmett himself now. So, I wonder if these people knew how to play music. Probably. I would imagine music would have been invented. They had a lot of free time. So.
Go White Mage, Marie.
You prevail.
Hey.
Or Astro, whichever you find more fun.
Cultist wants a regen healer for once. Everybody keeps playing Sage while he plays Sage.
Nevertheless.
So are we worthy now? Nope. Oh good, Dark Ether. This should help me. Oh no, it knocked me to my knees, even though it should be helping me because my soul needs Dark Ether to balance the Light Ether.
Your
What the fuck?
performance was underwhelming, and I remain unconvinced of your worthiness.
Hey yo, why the evil guy look like Cruella de Vil? All he needs is 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, you tower over your misbegotten ilk, no doubt.
Can't not see it. It's the hair color. It's the salt and pepper hair.
Well, you would be as leaves in the wind.
Then fucking try it, big guy.
The gulf between us is a reflection of the disparity between the world as it was and what it has become.
Well, unfortunately for you, I've become something greater thanks to all the light ether you gave me. I have become the answer, the prayer for all the parts of the planet that cry out in anguish. I've become the Alpha and the Omega. And if there's one thing I've learned from the Light Wardens of this world, it's that there can only be one. Even though there were 5 before. Yeah, as we all say to the bad guy, try me, bitch. Alice tried
Alice
it.
having the most black Air Force energy in the entire party.
She tried it.
Live up to your lofty standards,
She's not doing the rest of her combo, though.
but they are our world.
Because she's getting parried.
It's true.
Full of life and love and hope.
We always literally challenge impossible bosses, so this is Tuesday for us. When did you start trying to quote TFS? I think Goku actually had that speech in the original version too, so I think they quoted him and I'm just quoting both of them.
Alize!
Give her an Adlo and then spread it, Alphinaud. But we're our mistakes to make. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
The shattered source and these shards are ghastly mockeries of the true world.
But was it perfection if it came at the cost of the planet? I would argue no.
The ephemeral lives you exalt are pale imitations, utterly devoid of meaning.
And whose rules are you challenging our right to live by? They knew perfection, but they had to rewrite the laws of nature after they fucked up. Yeah, that's a bit of a logic hole.
Belittle us all you like, but we will rise again and again, and give the lie to your insults through word and deed.
That's about right.
We define our worth, not the circumstances of our creation.
And unless you're thinking about recreating us, you can't decide that for us. Oh boy. Alphinaud, spread the shield, quick! Damn, I wish my kunai did that. Holy shit. Well, he's dismantling my friends one by one. Maybe I should have leveled them in the trial, or the trust dungeons. Who wants to be the next one to jump? Because I'm looking a little worse for wear here.
Fool.
I healed really hard.
No one. Nothing.
I just had my speech, man. I'm not gonna do it again.
Once I have reclaimed my heritage, my first act will be to expunge your stain from history's weave.
You know, it's kind of funny. I thought you wanted to use me as a weapon to destroy the world a little bit ago. Now all of a sudden you want me dead. Make up your mind.
My world.
Nah, you're good. They're not that strong anyway. I mean, you know. I've used war as a business to get elected, so I can end war as a business. I shouldn't be quoting Armstrong here. I shouldn't be bringing Armstrong down to Emmett Selk's level. That's insulting. You know what else is insulting? The light ether. Inside of me. At all hours of the day. But I'm moving! I don't have 0 HP left. So I'm okay, thank you, Urianje. You want to be a hero, though. I only want to be a hero because literally none of these people will leave me alone until I save the world for them.
True that all we hold dear is
Well, maybe if the
to
plot
fade
didn't
away.
prevent me from becoming a hero.
That's true.
But that is no reason for us to forsake it.
If Rory could be the hero, I'd go home.
To take what steps we may, and thus mark the
Oh,
way
Emmett,
for those
yeah,
who
Emmett
will
wants to
follow.
be the hero, yeah. Well,
To strive for the best of all futures.
I guess in his mind, he's the hero of his own
Also
story.
thy purpose.
Aren't all villains?
Yeah, I suppose. Ugh. Man, those kunai hit pretty good for you guys. He must have hit your... Actually, I think... So I said flubar before. It's actually glubok. I was trying to quote Klingon, but I didn't watch Star Trek, so...
Future.
What in the goddamn kind of an Asian logo is that? Why are there Xenoblade Cat people in 14? They were in 11 in a little bit of a different form, and 14 is like the second version of 11. Like 11 was an MMO, and this is also an MMO, so they just sort of took pieces of it, you know. Because it's not feudal, not for me anyway.
You've no fight left to fight.
He said the line.
Left to live.
But I do, in fact, have a purpose that is my own, and you can't take it away from me even if you kill me! Although you're gonna have to get in line, because I think the light ether's doing it to me. No, but seriously, actually dying this time. Not a joke. Not a joke!
You see, the light will not be denied.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way.
Your fate, and let the transformation take you.
I mean, that would end with you dying, but it would also end with the rest of this world dying, so...
Madness and fury. Devour the vermin infesting the land which is rightfully ours.
Lest you forget, you're the first person in front of me. You will be the first to die. No, Thancred, no. Now you'll be the first to die.
Now, Reed! Now!
Maybe don't tell him your plan, because now he's gonna hit both of you. Thancred, you really need to use Heart of Stone more, dude. It would help you so much. Oh no! He impaled my teenage girl in the party!
Fight it.
God damn it, not
You have
again.
to hold on.
I'm trying, Reed, but this is actually killing me this time. It's not something I can fix. It's not something you can fix from there either. Okay, okay, now it's going into my throat. Oh god, I'm spitting blood, even though I have a visor on. How is this even possible? Oh my god, it must be all up in my mask. I can't feel it. Not like this. Sandra, I'm sorry. Oh, holy shit. Arbert? Is this what my soul looks like? Where's all the furniture?
If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds?
Listen, man. They literally won't let me go home until I do that. But, you know, I could use a little help doing it. We have to fight him in a party of 8 after all. Arbert. You sure about this, buddy? You know what happens if we do this.
Take it. We fight as one.
Alright. If you insist, then let's do this. Emmett Silk! I'm not through with you yet.
This world is not yours.
Are you
to
done
end.
sleeping?
This is our future. Our story.
And I'm about to erase you from the pages. Hey, I'm done with the talk. We're done dying.
It can't be.
I'm fine now. Believe it, Toasterhead. I'm still here.
A trick of the light. You are a broken husk, nothing more.
You keep saying that, but here I am.
You hope to stand against me alone.
I'm never alone at this point, Emmett Selk. I figured you'd know that by now.
We stand together.
See what I mean? Couldn't be alone even if I wanted to. Hi, Graha. Glad to see you're not dead yet.
How do I'm surprised you can stand at all.
I could not well leave matters half finished.
On that matter, we agree.
Did he get shot in the back? How is he standing? Because Graha Tia is built different!
He can heal himself. Initiate Protocol Omega 7, Graha.
Champions from beyond the rift, heed my call!
Where did he come from? The plot demanded that he was here, and so he was.
Can you just, like, just enjoy the sheer ridiculousness of it all for, like, 5 seconds?
I mean, I did just scream Emmett's name at the top of my lungs like I was in an anime or something. This is it, Emmett. Say your prayers to Zodiark or whoever you want. I don't care. You will be dead before the morrow.
Very well. Let us proceed to your final judgment. The victor shall write the tale, and the vanquished become its villain. But come, let us cast aside titles and pretense, and reveal our true faces to one another.
Then let's see what yours looks like, and then I'll show you mine now that I've acquired some new power.
I am Hades, he who shall awaken our brethren from their dark slumber.
You wish. Hey, so can you pass me a little of that dark ether? I'm not dying anymore, but I could still use a little bit to balance my soul. He's gonna pass me dark ether, all right. He's gonna pass me dark ether real good. The dying gasp is now accessible.
Fucking love that cutscene so goddamn much.
Yes, Emmett, that is
Let's
how
kick
war
his
works.
ass.
We write the history books because of that. Yeah, so he's using dungeon logic. What Graha just did, you'll see 7 circles around me. He's summoning the other 7 players that we're going to use inside of the trial to fight him with. So, that's what's happening right now. Actually, a good-ass name for a duty. Well, it is his final moments, so yeah, it makes sense. Alright, so,
Everyone.
Ardbert, buddy, I wanted to tank this one, but I can't access my Dark Ether. Can we fix that? Thanks, buddy. This is some strong-ass power you've got stuck in here. You've been training these past 100 years.
Oh, you motherfucker.
He gave me the axe, and I'm gonna use it. Oh, I gotta unclick Amarot. Everybody's ready? We're going into the dying gasp.
Angels fade in their way.
Music is fire. That was a cool cutscene. You legit like all of that. They pull out all the stops for these last parts, and I enjoy it. I still don't like the story to get us here, but I do enjoy it. So, also the weather condition here. Termination. Well, there's only one thing left to terminate, and let's do it. By the way, the singer for the song in the background, the song is called Who Brings Shadow. That's J.C. Miller. And if you don't know who J.C. Miller is, I will elucidate who J.C. Miller is with 3 words. Rules of nature.
Yeah.
He was the lead singer for several of Metal Gear Rising's most mimetic tracks. He's singing this song. Why is the finale of this game so good? Like I said, they pull the stops out when they need to. It's just the getting there that they had trouble with. Alright, Emmett, take your last breaths. And Final Fantasy II reference. He was the Dark Emperor of Palmesia all along. Okay, never mind, that's a stretch too.
And I shall expose the lie of your fragmented existence.
By beating me over the head with a Zodiac crystal? I guess. Can't play the game because it's garbage. You could never come so far, but you can at least enjoy it secondhand. Now you don't have to play it because I've already shown you what it's like to get here and what it's like to not. So, all right, let's do this. You gave me the Cardia, so I guess I'm the MT. Actually, don't know if I can be the MT.
Would you really want it any other way?
No, not really. I actually know how to play Warrior a little bit, by the way, so this might actually go okay. I'm gonna shake it off. Didn't work out because he didn't do the AoE fast enough. Oh well. Yeah, suddenly his attack is gonna be bad. It's like all of a sudden, like he murdered all my friends, don't get me wrong, but he's all of a sudden gonna get crazy here. Oh, here's the worst part of this fight right here, but I'll do my best to dodge it. Oh god, I'm gonna have to go in the middle for this one. Okay, there we go. And now I'm gonna have to get out of the middle. There. Now we're okay. Those hit for the area of the circle around them, so you have to kind of stay out of the circle.
Scurry and scatter.
He's dying really fast, by the way. I'm a little concerned. That's okay. Is that all you've got? I can take that for days, especially with, you know, my soul fusing with Ardbert's and giving me this newfound strength. Holy shit, that hurt you like a lot. Hang on, I'll get these guys and then I'll be over on
Hold
the
the
other
middle?
side. Yep. They're casters though, they won't come to mid. Yeah, this is a multi-phase fight, yeah. This is the first phase, there'll be another one. Because it wouldn't be a final boss fight if there wasn't multiple phases. Oh good, I was standing right where I needed to be. Cole's a big fan of this music, by the way.
I'm literally singing it as we speak.
Oh, okay. I can't get in, I can't get in, hold on, I'm coming! There. We're okay. I'm not on the right side this time. I'm gonna do something stupid in a second. There.
Let's give this a shot.
I did it. Panheima! Very nice. If you're wondering, the limit gauge
Here
resets.
we go.
That's why I just hit that shield wall before he did Ancient Dark. Sir, did you just stab yourself with the Zodiark Crystal? I'm supposed to do that to you. Omega's theme is better, but this is still good. Yeah, it's pretty... They're both pretty good, so... Where's he going? Oh, he's going over there. And now we get the more final bossy music. He turned into a bigger sorcerer. He went more Yoshitaka Amano on us. You might not want to stand that close, Cole. He hits the closest target.
Oh.
Which is why that samurai got hit. Actually, I think